At 260 kilometers an hour, you're traveling 73 meters per second. Keep your eyes on the road. Hello and welcome to another week of Oz Team Racing. This week we're at Paul Ricard. Pole position went to Breno Ellis with a 153.062.
Nos enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant élevé, l'étendard sanglant élevé.
And lights out and away we go. The race was a mostly clean start, but a little bit of contact from Harnett on Robin sent him off into the asphalt strips thingies. Hamilton got the move done on Marosk after the little tango shown before. Ellis, Babby and Steele went 3 wide into Sign. Steele lost out most of all. Bracefield suffered some form of network issue, running off. Then, end of the second lap, contact between Babby and Ellis. Ellis going around, suffering some damage off after a tag from Zoo, and losing a few positions. Babby redressed the position on the next lap. 3 into 1 doesn't work, as Dodo and Douglas went into the side of Ren, and Ren ran around. All the Aston Martin drivers were resting in peace down the Mistral Straight. However, the car came into its own after the straight and into the twisty section in the third sector. Unfortunately, Skinny Luke made some contact with Phillips, putting Phillips's Lexus around. Phillips gets past Bank down the back straight, the power of that Lexus going. However, contact between Icarus and Bank, a big moment for Bank on the exit of the corner, going off into the red. More trouble in the final sector, this time Bursa and Etch. Based off previous administrator comments, I think we can call this one as closing the door. The Lamborghini of Harnett and the Newlon-sponsored Valvoline colours Mustang of Cutler were battling it out in the 5th lap. Some good little battles going on in the back of the pack. Bird versus Mammal, Dodo versus Bear, a clean overtake. The following lap though, he had a bit of a moment at sign. A moment here for Douglas on the exit of turn 2. That was really about it. A very quiet second half of the race. Squires taking victory ahead of Zoo and Steele. And here are the race results for race 1. Race 2, and Steele on pole with a monster lap from qualifying. A wet qualifying. Here the Astons might do a little bit better. Not such a clean start this time, a big dive bomb from Bank taking out Picken. A big oversteer moment for Squires leading onto the Mistral Straight. Big dive from Babby, different tyre selections showing their strengths and weaknesses. A moment for John Zhu in the penultimate corner puddle, fending off Hamilton who tried to go around the inside. A horror start for the pole position Steele, losing it between turns 1 and 2 on the second lap. Steele wasn't the only one suffering in the wet conditions. And there was just some awesome sequences of racing on the second lap. Bracefield gets a nice clean pass on Hamilton. Bank, Etch and Icarus also going at it down the Mistral straight, Bank losing out in this occasion. Ellis was tumbling down the order on dry tyres, however just keep in mind the track was drying. Contact with Turab and Marosk saw Turab go off the track but managed to keep it out of the wall. Dodo ran wide, allowing Icarus past. A change for second place as Phillips ran wide and Skinny Luke got through. Same story but different corner for Lawless and Icarus. The battle was heating up and the tyres as well between Hamilton and Bracefield. A pretty hot battle was happening between Dodo and Lawless as well in the mid-pack. Bear also was having another scrap, this time with Cutler. More battling between Bracefield, Hamilton and Hederman. The Aston Martins of Hamilton and Hederman much faster through sign than the Lamborghini of Bracefield. It came to a head though as Bracefield held the brakes much longer than Hamilton anticipated and contact was made. A hairy moment for Squires, losing it on the exit of turn 1, managing to keep it together though. Disaster for Skinny Luke, losing the rear end of the Aston in the first sector and losing second position. With a dry track, Ellis was making up positions, passing Hamilton at the same place Hamilton had passed him earlier in the race. A little bit of understeer and contact was made, pushing Hamilton off. He was given a track cut warning for that. A trio of Mustangs, but Piggin came off worst, running wide at turn 1 and taking the off-road. Unlucky for Skinny Luke though, earning 2 track cuts for his earlier spin, and then a little slide here earned him another track cut and a drive-through penalty. It's a bit harsh. Victory for Babby, however. Strong 7.5 second lead over Phillips, who had a great result in second place as well. Ellis made it up third. Skinny Luke finished fourth, however a drive-through penalty earned will drop him down the order. Then Zoo, Hederman, Hamilton, Squirrers, Icarus and Bracefield rounding out the top 10. Hamilton cops a 15-second penalty for his contact with Bracefield, and that'll put him out of the top 10, elevating Etch and Lawless as well. Thank you for joining us for another week. Next time we're off to the Hungaro Ring.